Today marks the end of the 1991-92 Italian First Division season, a season made memorable by Milan. If they avoid defeat here in Foggia this afternoon, they'll not only finish as champions, that was confirmed, of course, 2 weeks ago, but they will make history as the first club from this country to claim that honour while remaining unbeaten. Milan have made 2 changes from the team which swamped Verona last Sunday. Albertini is injured, so Carlo Ancelotti makes his farewell appearance after scoring twice as a substitute 7 days ago. The other change is by choice, and that's at number 11, where Daniele Massaro gives way to Marco Simone. Whatever the Milan mix, it's been an invincible recipe. Foggia cleverly controlled by the Czechoslovakian coach Zdeněk Zeman. Dan Petrescu back from playing for Romania in midweek. They thrashed Wales 5-1 in a World Cup qualifier. Igor Shalimov plays his last game. He's scheduled to join Inter for next season. More recognition for Foggia yesterday, with Giuseppe Signori named in the Italian squad for the first time for a 3-match tournament in the United States. The red and black stripes this afternoon belong to Foggia, who've ruffled more than a few feathers this season. And Milan find themselves in the position of Fiorentina back in the mid-50s. There's an offside here against Simone. Fiorentina went into the last game of the 55-56 season unbeaten. They were champions, but they lost their last game away to Genoa. Foggia, who've so much to be proud of, it seems likely that they will equal their best ever finish at this level after an absence from the top flight of some 13 years. It seems certain that they will finish in 9th place, and they've given great value wherever they've played. These the 2 highest scoring teams in the division. Foggia defensively have had plenty of flutters, but they haven't in any way changed their philosophy. They've been a joy to follow, and I'm sure they'll provide plenty of entertainment and certainly put Milan on their mettle as this long haul draws to a close with AC Milan at the top of the tree in Italy. Shalimov. Picasso is the number 4. For Foggia, that is. Wearing that number for Milan for the last time in a league game. Carlo Ancelotti, a great career. It seems likely that he will link up in a coaching capacity with Arrigo Sacchi with the Italian national team. Rijkaard. That rangy style of his, cut out well by Padolino. Baiano. Shalimov supporting him. Picasso, Signori. And Signori is a thrustful player. He starts on the left-hand side. He is very left-footed, but when he gets his head down and goes for goal, he troubles defenders in key areas. Baroni on the ball. Petrescu is lurking, but Signori comes in now, beaten out by Rossi. So Signori earned the free kick and certainly troubled the Milan goalkeeper from it, thrashing it goalwards with the left foot. The goalkeeper off his line to give Signori less to aim at. Signori's offside. With 18 minutes gone, it's the major theme of the match so far. Petrescu, who was previously with Steaua Bucharest, where of course he met up with Milan in the European Cup final. Nice touch by Van Basten to Rijkaard. Foggia will stream forward. Signori by Arno. Signori again. It's all being done or attempted at top pace to try and stop Milan settling to their style, the style that has been too much for the rest of the Italian First Division. And could be again here. This is Simone, and Mancini exposed, as I mentioned earlier. He's used to that. He's coped well this time. Simone goes on, and Foggia in the end escape. But you can see how Mancini's been in a position this season to be sent off twice. Foggia aren't as good at playing this square back line as Milan are, and Rijkaard and Simone got past them so easily, but not past the goalkeeper, who clearly played the ball. That replay showed that. Donadoni's corner is a deep one, and Hullit's header suggested the sun might have been in his eyes. So we're halfway through the first half in Foggia, and Milan have had the best opportunity, and they might have another one here with Rijkaard. Cross from Van Basten, just too long for Gullit to try and complete the Dutch triangle. Gullit again, did very well to get his cross in, and it's produced a goal for Maldini. Well, Milan determined here to finish their all-conquering season on that very note. And Ruud Gullit with a show here of skill and strength that will be noted by those countries that will compete against Holland in the European Championship. Maldini arriving at the right time, always effective in the air, and it's Foggia 0, Milan 1. Over the last lap of the season, it's been very much a case of Milan winning at home and drawing away. They've drawn 6 of their last 7 outside San Siro. But they're in front here, although Signori tries to change that. Costa Curta. Oh, and Tassotti with another indication of the Milan state of mind, that they are prepared to just slightly indulge themselves a little without, they hope, slackening their standards. Rijkaard. Oh, and now what will Van Basten do here? Well, he won't score. He won't supply Simone either. And Mancini again, the goalkeeper with plenty of practice, 1 against 1, came out on top. Baiano. Picasso. And he really couldn't begin to predict the final scoreline in this game. What you can say with absolute certainty is that it will be rich in entertainment. All credit to Mancini. He didn't make up Van Basten's mind for him. The hesitation there from the great Dutchman. And as the old saying goes, he who hesitates loses the ball. Petrescu. Shalimov. They'll miss him when he goes to Inter. Pullet. Now Rijkaard. Milan with Simone's cross always veering behind. Milan have had less of the ball, but they have shown, as you would expect, the cutting edge in their attack. Codispoti, now Baiano. He rather sold Shalimov and Picasso. Foggia a bit light at the back at the moment. Pullet takes them on. Ancelotti not going to get that amount of time. Shalimov. Rijkaard again, serving the team superbly. Roles were reversed then. It's usually Ancelotti who's been holding, while Rijkaard has marauded up in support of Van Basten and Hullet. But once Ancelotti was in difficulties and he needed help from a friend, Rijkaard was right on the job. Costacurta, who's also in the Italian squad, along with Baresi and Maldini. Donadoni. This is Padalino. Now Baiano, trying to tease Marco Van Basten. Great play by Baiano. Oh, and surely this time, Signori. That was delightful. Thoroughly deserved. And Zeman, how can he stay so cool? The rest of the place is in uproar. The champions have been cut apart here. Signori has had other chances and squandered them. That time, I think he was surprised that the flag wasn't up. But Baiano has made it all possible. Help in there from Rambaudi as well. And Signori, the scorer, to celebrate his call-up for Italy. A classic goal. And Foggia, no respecters here of reputations. 1-1. Maldini's header from Hullet's cross, wiped out by some terrific teamwork. Rijkaard! And although Mancini does like to stray far from home and has to, as we've seen, he was actually reasonably well placed, even had that been on target. Well, the 20th goal that Milan have conceded in this all-conquering season of theirs, but has there been one better than that? I would be surprised. Baiano, there might be another now. Oh, and it's gone in! Milan are in trouble. What a turnaround! It looked as though Tassotti had got across there in the nick of time. Baiano in behind the champions. And Baiano battled on for it. And it looped over Rossi. Tassotti went for the ball at the same time. Well, can you believe it? Well, if you've seen anything of Foggia, you won't be so surprised. Everyone here wanting to give the goal to Baiano, who certainly merited it. He kicked out at the ball there as Tassotti came in as well. Picasso. Shades of 1956, when the same thing happened to Fiorentina on the last day of the season. Signori! Foggia only know one way to play. And there'll be plenty of you wondering how you can get a season ticket. And all the while, this chain-smoking Czechoslovakian coach acts as if there's nothing much to get excited about. He is alone in the stadium here, in that respect. He's not alone in terms of the feeling of the fans. Well, there's not much to be settled on the last day of the Italian League season. The Championship decided, the relegation positions decided. There is a UEFA Cup spot up for grabs. But there is, as Rijkaard tries to involve Tassotti, there is a piece of history to be played for here, and Foggia are doing everything possible to try and stop it happening. As you can see, we've had just a minute of time added on at the end of an extraordinary first half. Well, Milan are capable, of course, of spoiling the party here, the half-time party that is, but Mancini made a bold move off his line, judged it perfectly, and Foggia go off to an ovation. The referee has played his part. He had to stop the game a lot in its early phases because of a succession of offsides, and for that reason alone, the shape of the game was just a little slower coming than you might have expected, but when it got in the groove, it's been wonderful. And Milan, well, are they on the brink of their first defeat on the last day of the season? They're 2-1 down, thanks to the efforts from Signori and Baiano after Maldini had given them the lead. 2-1 to Foggia at half-time.
For a childless couple, the adoption of a baby is a dream come true.
Look at all that hair. Oh, how cute.
For these third world mothers have relinquished all rights to their newly born children. It is a time for much soul searching and heartbreak.
Pues al lado de uno no los puede tener, pero para darle de comer, para...
¿Y planificación familiar?
No, yo jamás he planificado ni... Porque yo cuando estaba con él viviendo no me dejaba planificar.
¿No has pensado en un aborto?
Al principio sí, pero no es capaz.
Adoption from both sides. The fruit of thy womb. 8:30 Tuesday on The Cutting Edge. On Wednesday, a look at Mamadi Keita, his return to West Africa, where he and his countrymen demonstrate their amazing talents on the djembe drums.
Que ce soit baptême, que ce soit mariage, que ce soit circoncision, que ce soit travail dans le champ, le djembe est toujours là.
A fascinating documentary about the place of the djembe in West African culture. Jimbafola, 9:30 Wednesday.
The SBS World Soccer Annual, edited by Les Murray, is a must for anyone watching the World Game. Complete background information on all the major competitions in the world, plus an armchair guide to Euro 92 and details of SBS's live coverage of the tournament. The SBS World Soccer Annual, available now in all good newsagents.
Milan start the second half with Daniele Massaro on wearing number 15. Mutterings at half-time that the first goal for Foggia might have been offside, that Tassotti's tackle at the point where Baiano was shooting for the second goal was a telling contribution to the ball leaping up and looping over Rossi. But they're all irrelevant now, those arguments. Foggia lead Milan by 2-1, and it really will need some championship-style recovery now. And Marco van Basten trying to waste no time in that. The player who's gone off is Carlo Ancelotti. Quite recently, Milan found themselves 2-1 down away to Torino. They rescued themselves that day to finish 2-2. They settle for the same here. Here is Massaro. Simone. Waiting for Hullet. Van Basten. Foggia trying to hold a line of defenders. Oh! They left it to the goalkeeper, and Hullet simply belted the ball past him. So it's 2-2 inside 2 minutes of the second half. Look at the number of defenders back there who thought they'd done the job really by letting Hullet shoot from that angle. But it was a rasper. You'd have to look at the goalkeeper really at this level to be beaten here, but Hullet hit it so hard that it just tore up into the top of the rigging. And that is what Milan are made of. And what Milan have been able to do is just remove some of the loudness out of the crowd, which was, well, it was deafening in those minutes before half-time when Foggia really were flying. Flying into the tackle was Matricano, but the ball breaking for Donadoni. And now Simone, are they in front? Well, they might have been. Massaro, Rijkaard, and blocked well by Mancini. A catalogue of chances. And, well, had this gone in, it could have knocked the stuffing out of Foggia, who'd come out in such a different mood. Rambari, Donadoni stopped to ask a question of the referee. Signori coming in and covered well by Tassotti. Signori trying to extract the maximum from the moment, but he was outmanoeuvred then. Van Basten, linking up with Massaro, who was impeded by Matricano. Definite foul. So, Milan scored first, then we're 2-1 down. Now they're level again and looking especially capable of regaining their lead. Van Basten, there you are, there you are. Number 24 for the season, the 5th goal of this particular game. And Milan have flexed their muscles since the second half got underway. 2 goals in 7 minutes to turn a 2-1 deficit into a 3-2 lead. And Marco van Basten made light there of, well, it wasn't a tap-in, was it? It still needed some rounding off after he'd used his strength, then his control, then the ferocity of his shooting and the accuracy as well. It couldn't have been better placed. Many Many outcomes were possible here, but one of the least likely before the game started was a 0-0 draw. The two top scorers in the Italian First Division going at each other here, head to head. Corner to Foggia. And another one. Oh, Rossi didn't feel he could have caught that. In the end, Massaro clears. Milan pushing out. Shalimov. Massaro was strong and speedy. Caught by Barone. Daniele Massaro, who had his 31st birthday yesterday. And was just rested, really, from the starting lineup today to allow Simone to play. And now, as a substitute, he's joined Marco Simone with Fabio Capello, certainly increasing the attacking side of his team's potential with the substitution. But here's Shalimov. Oh, it's just too short, and Baiano with that Neapolitan gesture showed how disappointed that he was. Mancini, and Foggia waiting for a flag that didn't come. Petrescu. Here's Rambaudi. Maldini in the way. And this time there is an offside, but in any case, Mancini had advanced his position even further. And all the excitement of wondering whether Milan were going to be able to get back into a winning position. We shouldn't neglect what avoiding defeat does mean to them today. It really is a major record to be broken, to become the first champions to go through an Italian season without losing a match. Massaro. Simone has got time to turn. Oh, and it's just cruelly been deflected in. So it's all going the way of Milan. Matricano went across, and it took a very big touch off his boot as he really tried to jump out of the way of it, in fact. And that's an own goal. And it's Foggia 2, Milan 4. Hullet for Van Basten. Simone holding his position in the centre. He might have run offside. And there's Matricano, who was able to leap into the air to intercept. Maldini. Now Rijkaard. Early cross from Hullet. Matricano just got to it. A lot of Milan players committed forward. Foggia trying to break. Nice ball by Barone to Shalimov. Brought down by Donadoni. The card is yellow. Donadoni would, I'm sure, have expected that. Shalimov was a bit too clever for him, coming in on the inside. So, Kolivanov for Picasso, halfway through the second half. Kolivanov, who's in the CIS squad to go to Sweden along with Shalimov. But he came here late because the transfer like Shalimov's, was not completed until the end of the Soviet season, as it was then. And he just hasn't been able to get a regular berth, so well have the other attackers played. He scored 3 times coming from the bench with limited opportunity. Barone. Foggia, always a side prepared to speculate, to accumulate. Kolivanov's dummy, and Shalimov couldn't get there. Here's Simone. 5 up from Milan. Massaro not going his way at the moment. Kolivanov, seen a lot of the ball since he's come on. Rambaudi. Here's Petrescu, who took his eye off it. Nearly wriggled through for Signori in any case. Bullet. Releasing the ball for Rijkaard. And Simone. And Foggia are left with absolutely no answer. The full might of Milan has simply blown them away in the second half. Shalimov got sucked back in to try and cope with Rijkaard's run. If he'd let him go, it might have been the offside that Foggia wanted. And Simone, who could have gone offside himself, but just stepped forward from being probably level with Rijkaard. And that is his goal. It's 5 now for Milan, 4 of them in 27 minutes in the second half. It's the signal for Pullet to be taken off. He's more than played his part. And on comes Diego Fuser for his farewell. He's off to Lazio. Lazio is not a name to mention too loudly around Foggia, because they were a side like today's opponents who scored 5 times at Foggia's expense earlier in the season. Rambaudi. Well, now we are seeing a real gulf in class and I think appetite as well. So much worse for Foggia because of the position that they were in, so gloriously gained before half-time. It does seem a long time ago now. It wasn't. Van Basten. Ooh, Mancini have to read the spin. He's stranded. Van Basten, Simone. It's chaos at the back. And now the goalkeeper is culpable. And it's 6. He's been chasing out all the time. And that time, he just didn't read the bounce. Van Basten gave the goal to Marco Simone. So 2 and 3 minutes for Simone. And can you really believe what you're seeing here? In a way, it is consistent with what's gone on for both clubs throughout the season. Barone. And Kolivanov. Good play from him. He wasn't playing for the penalty. Not quite as accustomed to the Italian ways just yet. Simone. Offside. Not Fuser. Maybe he was on the ball on the far side. Maybe Simone in the middle. Arrigo Sacchi has seen enough. It's a fine turn by Barone. Hurdled Baresi as well. Shalimov. Well, they're still capable of putting it together. When they do, well, they are still a fine sight going forward. Wonderful work by Baiano, allowing Shalimov the space for the shot. Milan did lose in the week in a game against the Brazilian national side, a stronger Brazil squad with their Italy-based players. They lost 1-0 to a goal from Careca. But in a way, they gave that stronger Brazil side a better game than England did at Wembley last Sunday, just showing again that Milan really could enter the World Cup, couldn't they, if such a thing was possible. Donadoni really going for the heart of Foggia. Massaro is there. Who's he going to tee it up for? It's Van Basten. It is 7. Eight minutes to go. Number 25 for the leading scorer. Yet another honour that's going to come Milan's way. There was never any doubt about that, of course, before today. Donadoni was held up by Padolino, but there were players in white everywhere wanting the gift of the goal. It went to Marco Van Basten. Cut off by Padolino. I'm sure many of you have reflected what might have happened if early in the season, when Milan were losing 1-0 in Turin to Juventus, the deflected shot that went in off the Juventus defender Carrera to give Milan a draw, maybe a fortunate share of the spoils that day. Had they lost that game, would we be here in tribute today? Well, maybe we would have done, but it would have been a lot closer, I think, throughout the season. It has been a procession, but that should take nothing away from the achievements of a club side recognised to be the best at what they do anywhere in the world. They have had bigger away wins than this. Well, it's not over yet, is it? Here's Foggia. Now Rijkaard, who's not on the list of scorers. Still Rijkaard, 3 around him, still he keeps the ball. Foggia, first touch wasn't good. Otherwise he could have driven straight on for goal, which he tries to do now, well blocked by Mancini. Oh! That's suicidal. They're in a state of shock at the back. Simone and Mancini, who's just like a coconut shy in there. The record win in away matches for Milan, 8-0. That was back in the 58-59 season at Genoa. Van Basten, Rijkaard, and look at the resolve that Milan is still showing. Well, the problem here is not beating the opposition, it's beating the fans. Well, Foggia beating the opposition is a piece of cake. Who'd have thought that at half-time? So they've got 8 here, and on my watch, there are still 3.5 minutes to go. But for the moment, the game can't finish. And the referee has taken the players off the field. An extraordinary conclusion to this particular phase of the game, which has been extraordinary in itself. Foggia 2, Milan 8. 7 goals in the second half. But Foggia, who's shown a lust for a goal for himself since he came on, he's got one. Well, the authorities have decided that the game cannot be restarted. Foggia will face punishment because of that. The score, I'm sure, will stand. What an extraordinary score too. Foggia 2, Milan 8. So Milan do make history. Italy have unbeaten champions for the very first time. Milan all conquering right to this slightly premature end to their fabulous season.